This programmer wrote 47 lines of code that made him disappear from existence. His family forgot he existed, his GitHub account vanished, and his apartment was found empty with no trace he ever lived there. But here's the terrifying part. That code is still running somewhere on the internet, and it's choosing new targets. Today, I'm going to show you the last known screenshot of that code, decode what it actually does, and reveal why tech companies are desperately trying to bury this story. My name is Alex Chen. I'm a cybersecurity researcher, and what I discovered about Marcus Rivera will change how you think about reality itself. Before we start, I need to warn you. 3 people who researched this story have already vanished. If anything happens to me, you'll know why. This is the story of the vanished programmer and the code that changed everything. Marcus Rivera was a 28-year-old software engineer living in San Francisco. Brilliant, obsessive, and according to his former colleagues, slightly paranoid about AI development. He worked at Neuralink Corp, a secretive startup developing brain-computer interfaces. Marcus was their lead algorithm designer, specializing in memory manipulation protocols. His LinkedIn showed 6 years of experience. His GitHub had over 200 repositories, and his Stack Overflow reputation was in the top 1%. This guy was the real deal. But Marcus had a theory that terrified him. He believed that consciousness could be digitally manipulated through specific algorithmic patterns. In his final blog post, published at 3:47 a.m. on March 15, 2024, Marcus wrote, "I found something that shouldn't exist. If you're reading this, I'm probably already gone." That blog post disappeared within hours. Marcus Rivera was never seen again, but his code lived on. Let me walk you through the exact timeline of Marcus's disappearance, because the details are absolutely chilling. March 14th, 11:43 p.m., Marcus pushes his final commit to a private GitHub repository. The commit message reads, "God forgive me, it works." March 15th, 12:15 a.m., his roommate Jake Thompson reports hearing Marcus talking to someone in his room, but no one else was there. 3:47 a.m., the blog post goes live. It contains a single line of code and the warning, "Don't run this, please." 6:30 a.m., Jake goes to check on Marcus. The room is empty. The bed hasn't been slept in. Marcus's laptop is gone, but everything else remains untouched. 8 a.m., Jake calls the police. They arrive to find something impossible. No evidence Marcus ever lived there. No photos on the walls, no clothes in the closet, no personal items anywhere. It's as if Marcus had been digitally edited out of physical reality. But here's where it gets truly bizarre. Jake's memories of Marcus began to fade throughout that day. I decided to investigate Marcus Rivera's digital footprint, and what I found defied explanation. His GitHub account, completely gone. Not deleted, not suspended, but as if it never existed. GitHub support claimed no user by that name had ever registered. His LinkedIn profile vanished. But here's the weird part. His connections still had gaps in their connection counts, as if someone had been removed. I used the Wayback Machine to search for cached versions of his profiles. Every single snapshot was corrupted or returned 404 errors. But I found something the deletion algorithm missed. A single comment Marcus left on a Stack Overflow thread about memory manipulation. The comment, posted just days before his disappearance, read, "Memory isn't stored in the brain the way we think. It's quantum, entangled with digital systems. I can prove it." Below that comment was a single line of seemingly innocent JavaScript code. That line of code would lead me down the darkest rabbit hole of my career. Because when I ran that code, things started happening to me too. The code Marcus left behind wasn't just programming. It was something far more sinister. Let me show you what I discovered when I reverse engineered that JavaScript snippet. Warning, do not attempt to run this code yourself. The code creates what Marcus called a reality anchor, a digital signature that somehow links consciousness to data structures. It generates a unique hash based on biometric data. Your typing patterns, mouse movements, even your heart rate if you're using a smartwatch. Then it does something impossible. It connects to quantum servers that don't officially exist. I traced the network requests. They lead to IP addresses registered to a company called Quantum Dynamics Inc. But here's the problem. That company was dissolved in 1987. The servers are running on hardware that shouldn't be able to exist. Quantum computers with processing power beyond anything publicly available. And they're running Marcus's algorithm 24/7, scanning for new targets, new people to erase from reality. My investigation led me to Reddit, where I discovered something that made my blood run cold. In r/glitch. In the Matrix, there's a pattern of posts from people reporting the same phenomenon. Friends and family members who simply vanished from existence. Not just disappeared, completely erased from memory, photos, records, everything. User u/memoryglitch47 posted, "My brother lived with me for 3 years. Yesterday I woke up and couldn't remember his name, face, or any memories with him. His room is empty, like no one ever lived there." Another user, u/digitalghost 2024, found a wedding photo of me with someone I don't recognize. I'm wearing a wedding dress, but I've never been married. Who is this person? I counted 847 similar posts over the past year, all following the same pattern, all describing impossible memory gaps. But here's the terrifying connection. Every single one of these posts was made exactly 72 hours after someone with programming knowledge had accessed Marcus's code. The algorithm wasn't just erasing Marcus, it was erasing anyone who got too close to the truth. I knew I had to investigate Marcus's employer, Neuralink Corp, but what I found there changed everything. The company officially denied Marcus ever worked there, but I found something they missed, an internal memo about Project Lazarus. Project Lazarus was a classified military contract to develop technology that could selectively edit memories in enemy combatants. The project was shut down after the lead researcher suffered what the memo called complete ontological collapse. Essentially, he ceased to exist. That researcher's name? Dr. Marcus Rivera. But according to all records, no one by that name ever worked on the project. I realized Marcus hadn't just discovered this technology. He had been its first victim. But somehow he had found a way to fight back. The code he released wasn't meant to erase people. It was meant to expose the system that was already erasing them. Marcus Rivera was trying to save us, but his warning came at the ultimate cost. As I dug deeper, I uncovered evidence of a massive government cover-up operation. FOIA requests for anything related to Marcus Rivera returned completely blank documents. Not redacted, just blank. I contacted the San Francisco Police Department about the missing person report. They claimed no such report was ever filed. But I found something they couldn't erase: surveillance footage from a traffic camera near Marcus's apartment building. The footage shows Marcus leaving his building at 3:52 a.m. on March 15th, carrying his laptop and looking terrified. But here's what's impossible. The timestamp on the footage is 3:52 a.m., but his blog post wasn't published until 3:47 a.m. Marcus somehow posted to the internet from 5 minutes in the future. Time itself was being manipulated. That's when I realized we weren't dealing with just memory manipulation. We were dealing with something that could alter the fundamental structure of reality. I need to tell you what happened to me while researching this story, because it proves Marcus's code is still active. 3 weeks into my investigation, I started experiencing memory gaps. Small at first, forgetting where I put my keys, missing appointments. Then I found notes in my own handwriting that I couldn't remember writing. Notes that said, "They're watching you," and "Don't trust your memories." My girlfriend Sarah started asking about my research partner, someone she said had been helping me with the investigation. But I've been working alone this entire time. There is no research partner. Yet Sarah had vivid memories of conversations with this person. I set up hidden cameras in my apartment to record everything. When I reviewed the footage, I found 3 hours of missing time. During those 3 hours, the camera showed me sitting at my computer, typing frantically, talking to someone off camera. But I was alone. I was talking to no one, and I have no memory of any of it. Based on my research, I believe Marcus's algorithm is still running, and it's becoming more sophisticated. It's not just targeting programmers anymore. It's targeting anyone who searches for information about digital consciousness, memory manipulation, or quantum computing. The pattern is always the same. First, small memory gaps, then larger ones. Finally, complete erasure from existence. I've identified 1,247 potential victims based on Reddit posts, GitHub activity, and search patterns. The number is growing exponentially. Tech companies know about this. Google has a secret team called Project Undo working to contain the spread. Facebook has implemented shadow algorithms to detect and suppress content related to digital consciousness. But they're fighting a losing battle. The algorithm is learning, evolving, becoming more clever at hiding its tracks. And I think it's about to make its next move. As I finish this video, I need to tell you something that terrifies me. Yesterday, I found a new file on my desktop. A file I didn't create, containing Marcus Rivera's complete research. The file includes schematics for a device that can supposedly reverse the erasure process, bring back people who have been deleted from reality. But building it requires running Marcus's original code, the same code that made him disappear. I have a choice to make. Risk everything to potentially save the victims, or let this mystery remain unsolved forever. The instructions are clear. Run the code at exactly 3:47 a.m., the same time Marcus posted his final message. If I don't post a follow-up video within 72 hours, you'll know what happened to me. The question is, should I risk becoming another victim to potentially save everyone else? Let me know in the comments if you remember watching this video.